here. I'm a newcomer, but I have the zeal and strength to work for the NRM in whatever capacity to ensure that at least our country and our people have smiles on their faces.
While you were in Entebbe State House, did the name Dr. Kanokiza Besigye come in between your conversation with the president?
Can I really not talk about it? Because one is Subjudice, and the interaction with the president about that I did, but I don't want to talk about it.
The worst Ugandans whom I have issue with are the educated, the elites. They are the most useless people we have in this country.
Sorry?
Yes, absolutely. I have no apologies.
For years, he stood against the government, fought it, criticized it, challenged it, but today he's speaking completely a different language. Where did it go wrong? This is Professor Yusuf Nsibambi, former teacher of law who has opposed this government for decades and now speaking in tongues, speaking ill against the opposition. No one knows his agenda. No one knows the agenda. But today, let's get to the point. What went wrong with Professor Yusuf Nsibambi? Dr. Kanokiza Besigye articulated more on this manipulation by the elites into the public. We all know that Ugandans may be the easiest people to blackmail and also manipulate. But this time round, I can authoritatively say that Dr. or Professor Yusuf Nsibambi has been roasted by the earlier statements made by Dr. Kanokiza Besigye. Bobi Wine has been used as a reference in this very video, and at the end of the day, at the end of this session, you will be nodding in approval. You will know that people are real traitors, and never trust any person. At least trust an idea, but never trust a person. Let's get to the point. What did Dr. Kanokiza Besigye say?
The worst Ugandans whom I have issue with are the educated, the elites. They are the most useless people we have in this country.
Sorry?
Yes, absolutely. I have no apologies. Because you see, I think even God will forgive those who did not get the message about God or Christ or Muhammad, or those who are ignorant. God will forgive. They didn't get the message. But if you get the message that there is salvation, that there is this, and in spite of that you do everything to negate it, then you are, the most dangerous. You must go to the hottest part of hell. And, the people, I think, whom hell should be reserved for in our country
are the elites.
Are the elites. I'm telling you, they need to go to the hottest part of hell, because they have the duty, yes, they have the responsibility to inform those who are not informed, to guide them properly, to make the choices they need to make. As I have told you, these are political decisions. It is the elites,
They fear burning their fingers in politics.
Yeah, yes, which is why they should go to hell, because they know the truth. They don't stand up for the truth. They are the ones in the parliament selling themselves like Kabalagala, causing the country a lot of pain, Because you see, at the end of the day, yes, I have issues with those who are stealing our money and doing all these kinds of things. But we get the leaders we deserve, for heaven's sake. We must, and we should not, it's up to us. If that's what we want, we will reap from it, You cannot just cry that, Museveni is a bad leader. You are the one responsible for his being there.
So that is Dr. Kanokiza Besigye and then you can see the point he's trying to derive, and then the criticism he has for elites, those are the most educated people. And then when you go to history of where revolutions occurred and where a unification occurred, if at all you're well acquainted with a loop in history, you can say the role played by elites in the delay of such unifications and revolutions. They played crucial roles, and that's what I can say that it is happening in Uganda right now. Dr. Kanokiza Besigye is saying and cursing educated people and elites, and yes, indeed, you're going to see why I'm citing or I'm referencing this video when I'm talking to Dr. O, Professor Yusuf Nsibambi. Dr. Kanokiza Besigye is saying it would be okay if at all people who didn't receive the message are messing up with stuff, but those who are well acquainted with the message are misleading and manipulating the people instead, and is saying they should go to hell. Now, if at all you watched the recently concluded Face Off program on or hosted by Kanali Mugume on NBS, I think 2 days back, you may be well conversant with what I'm going to be showcasing right now. Listen to this, and we'll react together. And you have to leave a comment.
What would be the motive for the leadership in NUP
To object.
to object?
It's clear. I have evidence and I can say it here. I've said it over and over. One of the legal firms involved, the leadership there in the legal firm, the partners, one is an official, top official in the top 5 in NUP, and another is an elected member of parliament on an NUP ticket. They are receiving $1,000 per month from Open Society. It's an international organization sponsoring activism. So each and every prisoner, you're supposed to get $1,000
For representation?
for representation and upkeep of the prisoners. Incidentally, for upkeep, the prisoners have never been given a shilling. I can state that on record. My dad's mother told me they have never received even a coin from NUP every month, as supposed to be the case.
Do you have evidence that they're receiving $1,000?
Yes, I do. I'm talking
per
as
prisoner?
a senior lawyer. They cannot deny. This can even be verified.
That's a huge allegation.
Yes, no, it's not a huge allegation. Actually, beyond that, they're also inflating the numbers in prison. Because they are talking of over 2,000.
All right, so make me understand here. So it is within, are you saying it is within the NUP interest to keep these people in prison?
Not
so
NUP, but some elements in NUP. It's a business enterprise.
So the money can keep flowing?
Yes, it's a business enterprise. It's a big business enterprise, $1,000 per month. And this money is supposed to come from international organizations, including, but not limited to, Open Society.
So when they are released from jail, then that means that the money stops flowing?
Definitely, it will stop. Or if now government takes over the exercise of releasing them and pardoning them, it does not give them the justification of roaming around and looking for money. You must have people who are in prison. And I say this is really singing and dancing on their graves.
So you hit a dead end because there was money involved on the other side?
Yes, and I have no personal interest in this. It's up to the prisoners. There's a prisoner, I don't want to mention his name because they are being harassed by fellow prisoners in prison, who up to now wants to be me to get involved and get out of prison.
When you met the president, you said he's an individual who listens to everyone.
Yes, and
Something
he has
that-
a big think tank which you are not seeing here.
And you said that's something that you've never experienced in opposition.
Yeah. For
So that is Professor Yusuf Nsibambi, and his submission can be kinda appealing to many people, and it can be kinda disturbing to majority of the people. So what Dr. Yusuf Nsibambi is trying to bring to life is that the NUP is not doing what it is mandated to do to make sure that political prisoners are being set free or are got out of prisons. And then we're going to be looking at hypocrisy amongst us and in his statement. And then we're going to be looking at the double standards and then justice as a transaction. First of all, Dr. Yusuf Nsibambi is claiming that the National Unity Platform is receiving $1,000 per prisoner who is in jail. And that one point is making NUP to delay whatever it takes so that they keep political prisoners incarcerated, according to Dr. Yusuf Nsibambi. And he's saying he does have the evidence that NUP receives this money from the Open Society, an NGO, international NGO that supports activism. Yes, when we say that, let's look at that alone, and we say that the National Unity Platform is getting aid or money from Open Society, a big organization supporting activism in different countries in the world. Yes, let's say that the National Unity Platform do receive that money. It is mandated too. It is mandated. It is a registered political party, and the political prisoners do need help. The children need help, and even the legal representation is not for free. So if at all the National Unity Platform is getting support from an NGO, this support is legitimate. And that's why the government is trying as much as possible to enact laws cutting off such funding, so that if at all they want to persecute prisoners, they persecute them without any breathing space. Right now, we know the National Sovereignty Bill is being tabled, and that bill is looking into such support that comes from outside Uganda to support political prisoners and activism in Uganda. So, Dr. Yusuf Nsibambi is saying such money is keeping prisoners inside. And then the biggest question, why is it that the government does not release these people? Why does the government release these people and then the business gets tracked down? That is the first question. That was Dr. Yusuf Nsibambi. And then, secondly, where we want to concentrate, Dr. Yusuf Nsibambi, there is nowhere where he mentioned that the National Unity Platform political prisoners did this offense and now they have to be tried. Remember, he's a teacher of law. And then justice, in most cases, it's not negotiated, because when someone commits an offense and then you have to talk to the president for this person to get released, where will this person learn? Because the process is that when someone is arrested, investigations are done, this person is tried. If at all he did any offense, this person is convicted and sentenced. But now, Dr. Yusuf Nsibambi is saying the government should intervene, release these political prisoners, or even pardon for them. On which offenses? Which haven't been tried. Because we do have National Unity Platform supporters who have been in prisons for almost 6 years, those who were arrested in 2021. And so, I've talked about the double standards. Here, it comes in. Listen and pay attention to details.
While you were in Entebbe State House, did the name Dr. Kanochiza Besigye come in between your conversation with the president?
Can I really not talk about it? Because one is Subjudice, and the interaction with the president about that I did, but I don't want to talk about it.
As a lawyer and a law don, do you believe this is persecution?
I also don't want to talk about it because it's a matter before court. And, but what I can say, the lawyers are doing a good job, but taking a wrong legal strategy.
Isn't that concerning? I'm very sure very many people may not have paid attention and are yet to ascertain what I'm trying to bring to life in that short clip. So Dr. Yusuf Nsibambi, or Professor Yusuf Nsibambi, in our previous videos has been discussing matters of the NUP political prisoners, matters that are before courts of law. And whatever was asked was responding with immediate effect, speaking ill and fire against the National Unity Platform and its supporters who are incarcerated, and spoke about it for almost 20 minutes on the show, addressing the same and how the NUP is parading what and what, speaking ill against the NUP, of which that is Subjudice, just like he mentioned it. But when it came to Dr. Kizza Besigye's case, of which Dr. Kizza Besigye is a political prisoner too, then Professor Yusuf Nsibambi acknowledged the principles of law, and he says that since the matters are before court, he's restrained from speaking on the same, that is subjudice, because you're not mandated or you're refrained from speaking on matters that are before court. And then we know very well that the NUP matter is also before court, but he had almost 30 minutes to address the same. But for Dr. Kizza Besigye, he's saying the law refrained him from speaking on the same. Isn't that concerning Ugandans? Isn't that concerning? Let me remind you what Dr. Kizza Besigye again had to say.
The worst Ugandans whom I have issue with are the educated, the elites. They are the most useless people we have in this country.
Sorry?
Yes, absolutely. I have no apologies. Because you see, I think even God will forgive those who did not get the message about God or Christ or Muhammad, or, those who are ignorant. God will forgive. They didn't get the message. But if you get the message that there is salvation, that there is this, and in spite of that you do everything